Hello and welcome back to another reaction. I know, awesome, I know. This one is YouTube's Darkest Videos 2, literally just in my recommended. Valderge is a horror account now, and it's by this guy. Just go like the video, you know, I know, I'm a nice guy, you know. But yeah, link will be in the description. Go to... yeah, alright, let's go. I don't know. Video link will be in the description though. I'm not lying about that.
Nature gathering its forces for still another unending assault on man.
1-800 embassy for
It sounds like it came right out of a zombie movie.
Computers are living in homes with basements. Go below and stay below ground level.
Tornado warning.
April 9th, 2015, a tornado begins to form during the evening hours in the small town of Franklin Grove, Illinois, quickly growing larger and larger by the minute to the point of reaching an unprecedented size for the area. Miles away in the town of Fairdale, 67-year-old Geraldine Schultz spotted the vortex forming in the distance. Worried, she called her husband Clem into the kitchen, where the two would stand watching the tornado out their window. For the couple, tornadoes were nothing new, and Clem was quickly able to determine that the storm would likely miss them to the east. But just to be safe, he went upstairs to grab some lanterns, in the likely event of a power outage. Upon doing so, Clem would catch a glimpse of the tornado outside the bedroom window, having grown significantly closer. Its wind speeds were well over 200 miles an hour, and having been classified as an EF4, it was the largest twister the area had ever seen. In awe of its size, Clem began to record out the window, still certain that the storm was heading east.
Bro, that is a huge-ass tornado. I'm terrified of tornadoes, man.
Unfortunately, he was wrong.
Ah.
And in reality, the powerful
What?
storm was...
Bro! Get out! What are you doing? What are you doing? No, this is this guy's fault now. The fuck? The tornado is just getting closer and closer, and he's just sitting there with the fucking, like, 2001 camera, and he's just sitting there looking at it. Look at this shit. It's like right on his fucking yard now. Nothing you can do about that. Bro, you're dead. You are dead. No questions asked.
Directly towards him.
Oh my
By
god.
the time Clem would realize this, it
Are
was far too late.
Are you fucking
there was
kidding
no
me?
time to run and not a chance to hide.
Bro, I
All he
see a
could do
tornado.
was stand there helplessly and
What?
watch.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is awful. I'd have a heart attack. I wouldn't be recording. I'd be having a heart attack. Look at... oh! Ah!
It was a direct hit as the EF4 tornado tore through the house.
Oh my
before
god.
Clem could even say a word, quickly turning the home that had once stood there for 100 years to dust and rubble.
Oh!
And buried beneath it all was Clem, along with his wife of 25 years.
Oh my god.
They got fire rescue on the way. Okay.
Against all odds, Clem would somehow survive.
What? What?
It was a storm that would go on to destroy numerous homes and take the
my
lives of two people, one of whom was Clem's
Just two? Fake news.
neighbor and good friend Jacqueline Closa, who lived in the house that Clem had filmed being destroyed
Oh
just
my
moments
God.
before it struck him, and the other being Geraldine, Clem's wife and best friend. Days following the disaster, a family member who had been searching the area for anything salvageable would stumble across Clem's phone, which miraculously was still working. And on it would be the now infamous video that showed the point of view of a man being struck head-on by a tornado.
Oh
and
my
somehow
god.
surviving. The imagery, the The sounds and the context make this clip one of the most shocking I have ever seen,
Oh
as well as one
my
of the darkest
God.
across all of YouTube.
The tornado has passed. Capricious, swift, savage.
But recently, a video began making the rounds, showing the
Ugh,
events that
clean your
transpired
fingernail.
at a Las Vegas home on the evening of July 24th.
No, hold up.
Become
Clean your fucking
desensitized to
fingernail.
them. But recently, a video began making
It's not that.
the
Looks
rounds,
disgusting.
showing the events that transpired at a Las Vegas home on the evening of July 21st, 2021, and it proved to be one of the most chilling I have ever seen.
Bro,
It happened around 8 p.m., where a young lady had been working in her kitchen, waiting for her husband to return home from work. It was
Alright.
another 100-degree day in Vegas,
Oh
and
my
likely in an
God.
attempt to cool down, she would open her window to let the evening breeze in.
Yep.
Unbeknownst to her, this harmless decision would lead to a terrifying series of events.
We get some AC though.
Outside of the home, a man had been wandering the suburban streets aimlessly,
Oh my-
roaming throughout the neighborhood before stopping in his tracks. In front of him was the open window and a clear
What?
view
There's no way no one else had opened their windows. There's no way. The fuck?
of the woman inside.
Bruh.
It was a chance sighting that would lead to the man approaching the house and ringing the doorbell, where the camera would begin to record.
Are you sure?
What?
I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you.
What the fuck? Time to call the cops.
Are you sure?
What?
I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? What? Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Are you sure?
The man stands there ringing the doorbell and knocking at the door, repeating the same sentences over and over
Is he
again,
even, like,
calmly
talking to her?
stating that he just wants to ask a few questions. However, the woman inside had never met this man. In fact, she had never seen him before this moment. And to
Yeah.
make it all stranger, she didn't respond to anything the man was saying, and was out
What?
of his line of view as he peeked through the door. So the phrases that he was saying were not in response to anyone, and instead, he was speaking to himself.
Okay.
Fearing for her safety, the woman inside didn't open the door or engage him at all, leading the man to take things a step further.
Are you positive? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure?
That glass is about to
Are
break.
you positive?
That's my
Are you
prediction.
sure? Are you absolutely certain?
He begins trying to open the door, but
Buddy.
thankfully it was locked, causing the strange man to start walking away, cursing under his breath. The footage is incredibly off-putting, and although the man seems to stay perfectly calm, there was something very aggressive and erratic about the way he was speaking,
I mean, yeah, he's...
making one wonder what his true intentions were when he approached the house. As the man begins to walk away,
Going
the
to that
woman's
window.
husband, still at work, would chime in through the doorbell after noticing the situation begin to
Oh,
unfold,
no.
which in turn would lead to the man revealing why he was ringing the doorbell.
So who are you?
What? Yeah? Are you sure?
Who are you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about TV show. Yeah, can you hear me? What I'm looking for is for the girl that's in the house to come out here because I'm going to rip her and kill her. Do you have her open the door? I'm going to rip and kill the girl that's on the other side of this door.
Oh!
Man.
What the fuck?
It was no secret what he had planned for that evening. He outright says it, even revealing that he had the weapons to make it happen.
I want to rip her and kill her because I have a knife and a gun. Yeah, and I'm going to knock on her door again.
If that woman had opened the door, or if that door had been unlocked, well, we know what would have happened. But thankfully, neither of those situations played out, and instead, the man walked away muttering the same phrases over and over again.
Yeah. What?
even staring at the house for a few moments before finally disappearing into the
He
night.
doesn't look like he's
Police
on
were
drugs.
called to the area moments later, but the man was nowhere to be found. As quickly as he had entered this couple's life,
Could be
he was
kinda
now
drunk, though.
gone, leaving them with the reality that at any moment he could return. Scared for her life, the lady posted the clip online, where it would quickly go viral across YouTube,
Oh my
which
God.
honestly may have ended up saving a life. The following day, a viewer of the video would recognize the same man walking in another residential area,
Oh.
one that was not too far away from the house where
Let's
the
go.
encounter
Is he
took
gonna get
place.
arrested?
And after the police were called, the man would be quickly arrested before he
Nice.
could play out his disturbing fantasy.
Oh my
When
God.
confronted and asked for his name, the man would simply state that he was the Holy Spirit and said
Okay.
nothing more. Though his real name was revealed to be Christopher Sums, a man who had passed charges of stealing, assaulting, and intimidating a witness, with his mugshot being nothing short of completely haunting. But what I found most surprising was the fact that he didn't always look like this. In fact, just a few years ago, he looked completely normal. And according to his
What?
LinkedIn, he had a fairly impressive work history and what seemed to be a good life. Until
Oh, hold
for
up.
whatever reason, things spiraled in the wrong direction.
He went from... this to
In fact, just a few years
that. What the fuck?
as it stands, Christopher is being evaluated to see if he is mentally fit to stand trial, as many believe that he likely suffers from some kind of psychological condition, hence the repeating phrases and the strange behavior.
Yeah.
Though his blatant and rapid change in appearance might also point to heavy drug use or even a combination of both. But
Yeah.
regardless of what was behind
He
his
could be on
behavior that
drugs.
day, the situation and the subsequent video is haunting and could have been so much worse had that door been opened.
Are you sure?
I feel like everyone's out to get me.
Hello, this is Tababa Mukonnen.
Alright.
YouTube is a site that draws in people from all walks of life. Something that
Vincent.
for 27-year-old Tabebe Mukonnen would be his primary motivation for posting his first and only video on March 17th, 2018. Tabebe had struggled his whole life with mental illness, suffering from both schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. These mental illnesses led to an event in 2013 where he would wander off from his home unprovoked. Outside, he began to walk for miles, essentially in a daze, before finding himself in what he described as a very dangerous part of town. Thankfully, Tabebe would be safely found before anything had happened to him, but this incident would prove to be life-changing, as it would lead to his hospitalization due to his unpredictable and dangerous behavior. This would also start a long spell of being given heavy medication to help with his schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Over the course of the next 4 years, Tabebe would find himself in and out of the hospital and prescribed a variety of powerful antipsychotic drugs,
Okay.
something that would consume his life as he felt like he was no longer in control of his actions.
Right.
And feeling trapped, he would turn to YouTube to share
Right.
his story.
Hello, this is Tababa Mukonnen. I'm talking and putting this video because I wanted to bring awareness to a situation that I'm dealing with that's very painful. I was
Right.
hospitalized June 25th, 2013. I went there to supposedly get an IV. I ended up being forced to take medication. And it was pure hell. They gave me Haldol, Risperidol, and they
What
were
the-
forcing
what is that?
antipsychotics down my throat. It was absolute torture and hell.
In the 10-minute video, Tabebe made it clear that he was not consenting to this medical treatment, and he explained how the medication he was forced to take made him feel like a zombie, even saying that it had gotten so bad that he had thoughts of taking his own life.
It was bad. It was really bad. And I had suicidal ideation.
Throughout the clip, Tabebe comes across as intelligent and well-spoken, but traces of his illness shine through periodically. For instance, he explains how immediately after being released from the hospital on multiple occasions, he would wander away from his home, even attempting to be homeless for a while admitting that he didn't know why this was an issue, or why it would always lead to him going back to the hospital.
I got off, and I think I had another episode as they like to say, where I said I wanted to be homeless. That's it. All I said was I wanted to be homeless. So, and I proceeded to be homeless. And next thing I know, the cops came and they arrested me and they took me back to the hospital. Then after that, I left and I tried to be homeless again, and I was hospitalized again.
But things would be further escalated as Tebebe casually explains how he has violent outbursts, even resorting to punching multiple people who were trying to give him medication, as well as starving himself in retaliation.
So I started getting violent, and I started punching people, and I started attacking people in the hospital, and they had to tie me down. I began to lash out like, I'm going to protest this. I'm going to starve myself as a way of hopefully stopping this ridiculous forced treatment for absolutely nothing.
And by the end of the video, Tebebe flat out explains that he does not have any sort of mental illness, or have any symptoms for that matter, calling what was happening to him an injustice.
I guess I'm just trying to let you guys know the injustice that goes on.
It's a truly depressing situation, as on one hand he is being forced to take medication that essentially makes him feel dead inside, while on the other hand it seems very apparent that treatment is necessary to not only keep others around him, but himself safe, as he doesn't seem fully aware of how serious some of his actions are. Tebebe concluded the video by asking those watching what they thought of his situation, and though it didn't garner many views, a select few would stumble upon it and agree with his stance that the treatment he was receiving was unlawful, with many insinuating that he should continue to protest and not take his medication.
What?
These comments are unfortunately no longer available, as just a few weeks ago the video was removed, but they had been reflected across multiple sites as people called out the commenters for essentially trying to convince someone to go off his medication cold turkey, and doing so with scenery was likely supposed to calm Tebebe and his growing anger issues, but unfortunately his violent outbursts did not stop there. On August 20th at 1:30 a.m., Tebebe would get into an altercation with his mother in their hotel room.
Oh no.
It's not clear what had started the argument, but things would quickly turn physical, as Tebebe started to shove his mother, pushing her so hard that it would knock her out of the room, and then onto their balcony. Their room was on one of the top floors of the hotel.
Oh no. No. Oh no. Oh no.
It overlooked the lobby down below, and in one more violent outburst, Tebebe would give one final push, this time knocking her all the way over the room.
Oh, Tebebe. If he's not arrested after this, I don't know what
causing
they're
her
gonna
to
do.
plummet to the ground below.
Oh my god.
She did not survive the impact.
Oh, what do you know?
Tebebe Mokanen was arrested at the scene and held at a holding center where he remains to this day awaiting his trial, though his crime is clear and it's likely he will spend the rest of his life either behind bars or in some kind of institution.
Behind bars,
the events that happened on that fateful morning are still somewhat unknown to this day, though we do know the events that led up to it and the years of hurt and anger that Tebebe had built up. Consistent and dangerous use of antipsychotics, which, unsurprisingly, it appears that he had again attempted to take himself off of his meds in the time surrounding his murderous fit, with this being used as the likely reason for his behavior that day, something that was telegraphed in one single video, which, looking back, almost foreshadows the tragic events that were soon to come, events that may have been further spurred on by the viewers watching him.
Alright, well, that's gonna do it. The video is gonna be in the description. Go subscribe. This was good. Freaked me the fuck out. But yeah. I'll see you in probably another shitty